Hello, I'm the Renegade Gamer, and I got a review for you. I haven't done many of these Scooby-Doo movies, basically. So the one we're going to be talking about today is Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. Now, I was a teenager when Zombie Island came out back in '98, and I remember watching it on Cartoon Network. Very good film. Very good film. I've actually watched every single Scooby-Doo movie, every single Scooby-Doo movie that's come out since. I mean, you name it, I've seen it. Scooby-Doo and the Abominable Snowman, the Loch Ness Monster, the Witch's Curse. I even watched the one with the Falcon in it, which was a remake of, which was doing a dark remake of it. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But I've watched every single one that's come out, even the WrestleMania ones. And while I do think that the better ones are basically the very beginning ones, basically The Witch's Curse, Cyber Chase, and the Alien Invasion one. Alien Invaders, that was the name of that one. And there's a couple of them that came out later. There was a few that came out in the later years of Scooby-Doo I thought was okay. Here and there have been decent ones here and there. This is what I'm kind of getting at. And then we hit movies like this. Now, if you were a fan of the original Scooby-Doo versus and Zombie Island, I really don't recommend this. Now, that's not to say, let me move this down a little bit because it feels like I'm way up here and not where you can actually see anything. If you were a fan, if you were a kid that watched the original, or if you were someone that watched the original, you're probably not going to like this. I'm just being blunt with you. It does not live up to the original whatsoever. But if you have kids that have, I think this movie works better if you just show it to kids. I mean, literally kids, probably between 8 years old and younger. I think this movie would be fine for. But if you're over that age and or if you've seen the original, I don't really think you're going to like this. For one thing, they return back to Moonscar Island, although they call it Moonstar Island at first. Three of the characters are out of character for about 30 minutes of the film due to a promise they made to one of the characters, or two of the characters. In other words, Shaggy and Scooby made Velma, Daphne, and Fred make a promise, and they're out of character for like 30 minutes. It's kind of aggravating and annoying at the same time. There is one thing that I did like out of that little section, though. Oh, by the way, before I get to the one thing, Elvira's in this film, the Mistress of the Dark. And it was nice to see her in something because I haven't seen her in anything in a long time. So that was a general treat to see her cameo in this film. She's only in the beginning, and then she has a small one at the end as well. That's it. But that was nice. But anyway, the one thing I liked during this whole section where Fred, Daphne, and Velma are literally going out of their way to act out of character was there is one scene where Velma and Daphne are together, and basically they are like, what do we talk about if we're not talking about mysteries then? And both of them have kind of this dumbfounded look on them because it's like that's never occurred to them. It's like they've never had a real conversation before. And that was an interesting take on it. I've been interested to see where they go with that. But they go nowhere with it. It's just literally dropped there, and then it's just moved on. After the 30-minute mark, basically another plot hijacks the movie. Um, we meet a character named Alan Smithy. Um, and he, which, if you know anything about movies or you know anything about the production of movies or anything like that, that should be a dead giveaway about what kind of character this is. Um, basically, it gets hijacked for, I'd say, probably the next 20 minutes, roughly, in this whole movie in a movie thing, I guess. Where it's revealed that none of what's been going on has actually been real. And it just really takes away the mystery. Now, there's still a mystery roaming around because anybody's watched the original remembers that the cat people, Simone, Lena, and Jacques, was his name Jacques? It's been a while since I've seen the original Zombie Island. But the three characters, they're cat people. And there are cat people in this film. There are four of them running around. And I was like, okay, so, all right. So, yeah, you got me with the fake plot. All right, fine. What's the deal with the cat people? And that also turns out not to be real, except it is at the same time. The real mystery of this film is one cat person that is like a Black Panther looking thing. I don't mean that it's a superhero. I mean literally looks like a Black Panther. That is a cat person that's never explained. That's the mystery of the film, and that's never even. They never even find out anything about it. It's addressed, I think, once near the ending, and then Alan Smithy covers it up by saying maybe cat people actually exist on this island and everything, and it's just kind of blown over. It's like, I don't know. It's just very weird what they did here. Now, I need a drink real fast. Hang on a second. That doesn't mean that. Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't mean that. Like I said, really don't think this is a god awful film. I really don't. This is, at best, it's a harmless film. It doesn't destroy anything, in my opinion. There are a few retcons because basically this film takes place exactly after the last one, 13th Ghost. Take on, camera, quit doing that. But yeah, this film takes place right after 13th Ghost, and it follows the whole thing where Fred sold a mystery machine. The kids were getting out of the mystery solving business because the sheriff wanted them to do that. It continues this plot, this thread, which is the first time we've seen this in the entirety of all these original films, with exception. I don't remember the first four tying together. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, and they do a small retcon there, basically at seeing the original Zombie Island movie. Daphne and all the rest of the group were basically young adults. I'd say probably right there at the mark of 20, and in this one they say they're back at teenagers, and that it was a high school it was a school project that she was doing. That's why she started this. I don't know. I get why they do that, but whatever. There's a smaller few retcons here and there, like the hotel, Simone's mansion being now a hotel or something like that. I mean, all right, whatever. But let me just get down to what really is the issues here for me. This movie has a weak plot. This is probably one of the weakest storylines in a Scooby-Doo movie I've seen. And, like I said, I've seen them all. We've had some really, really weak ones. There was one where they went into the mountains of snow. They went to the snowy mountains. They were facing off against the Himalayan. I think it was the chill out, chill Scooby Doo, the cold. I don't know. It's the Abominable Snowman one. That had a very very weak storyline. The one where they have the wrestlers and the big monster machines. That one had a very weak storyline. We've been getting some of these very weak storyline ones, and they're always kind of rough to watch. It's nothing bad per se. It's just that the story's just not that interesting. And what basically boils down to is that this movie really didn't need to be made. I mean, there was nobody calling for a sequel to Zombie Island. And unless you have a story to really tell about expanding upon the lore or whatever, I wouldn't return to something like that. That was a very well done movie. But they didn't. So, But this film here, on its own merits, it's not bad. It has a very weak plot. The animation is actually not bad at all. There was actually a few scenes in here that look very nice, with the lighting and everything. But I don't know. I don't really recommend this, to be honest with you. If you have young kids, sure. But if you're looking for something a little more edgy, or if you're looking for I don't know how you like your Scooby Doo. If you like him, if you like it goofy, yeah, I mean this is fine. But if you enjoy a little bit more meat to Scooby Doo, which we've seen before, they have done it. Him being goofy and still have some meat to him. This is not for you. This isn't for you at all. It has a very weak soundtrack. It does have a good opening animated sequence, but overall, I would say just pass. And I hate to say that because I really do like the Scooby-Doo movies, and I don't know. There is a couple other things I noticed in this. There is a reference to the Reluctant Werewolf, which I actually like. I like that movie, but I realize I'm kind of in a minority of that. But and Velma is insufferable again in this film. She, the ever skeptic, and she is just outright dismissive about everything, and it's annoying. It's very annoying in the last two films. Everybody else, I think, worked fine. I did like that Fred was portrayed in very much a better role this time than he was in 13th Ghost. Yeah, I didn't think everybody worked fine. I thought the voice actors did well. Frank Welker always does a good job. Gray Delisa? I don't know how to pronounce the last name. She does well. Matt Lillard, he's fine. Of course, we have Elvira, and that's really the only characters that I know the voice actors do off the top of my head. But yeah, I would say skip this. And unfortunately, if you're curious, sure. If you're curious and you don't mind that this will not live, I'm just gonna be blunt with you. It's not gonna live up to Zombie Island. But if you're fine with that, if you want to take it on its own merits, sure. But I wouldn't really recommend this. I would skip it. Anyway, so that's me. That's all I got to say today. I'm Renegade Gamer. Y'all take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.